The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Welcome back. Boys and girls, I am not always bearish. I look at patterns short-term and long-term, but long-term bearish on the stock market. I've been looking for a top in here, sure, but the only thing I've ever tried to sell was the Russell, and if I had to sell anything today, that's what I would be selling. I'll cover that in just a minute, but first of all, we want to look at the FTSE. We want to look at the DAX. You can see we have a 135 expanding triangle in the DAX, German DAX. We have a 3 drive to a top pattern in the FTSE. And that's just the way it looks. Now, if you remember the last time I was on, which was Monday, I wanted to mention to you the fact that I was talking about this 3 drive pattern from August the 9th of 1982. I wanted to bring this up because I did find it in my notes. It goes back a long time, but this was all handwritten. And you can see I blew up the insert inside here to highlight what was going on at that time. But that was August the 9th, and that was a day that Leo Malamed told Byron to just start buying into a major, major report. And, Byron said, well, there's a report. And he said, son, he said, it'll make no difference. He wouldn't say it that way. He said, it doesn't make any difference. He said, this market's going higher. And as you can see what's going on. Now, just to give you in context where we were back in 1982, and I think we need to look at some historical stuff just to remind ourselves that nothing is really new under the sun here. We'll take a look here as we see this. This is the Dow Jones from 1982. As you can see, there's the August 9th low. That's the 3 drive to a bottom pattern that we just saw in the E-mini S&P. It was a big S&P back in those days, folks. They didn't have the E-mini till 20-some years later. But you'll see here what we've done is you see where the Dow went up to 1,000 back in 1981, and that's right after Reagan got elected. In the next 2 years, he said we're going to send this bull loose, and of course the bull went down for a solid year before it finally bottomed there in August. It was about 16 months, and then when it took off, it just never looked back. I mean, well, it still never looked back. It's looking over its shoulder as we speak. We have made, folks, there's 125 trading days in a half year, okay? Do you realize that on 58 of those 125 days, the Dow Jones or the S&P 500 has made a new high? 58 times out of 125 times. I mean, that's never happened in the market. So we are certainly at historical levels, but that doesn't mean it's going along. Let's take a look here with what we are in some of these markets. Let's look at the Russell first, because that's the one that is the most interesting because it's lagging so badly. A lot of people are telling us why. Frankly, I'm not sure whether they're right or not. But the high that we made here last week on the Friday was actually a perfect 61% retracement up there at 22.64. The high was 22.63.85. We've been going sideways, and we're selling off a little bit today also. Now, someone made the observation here that was kind enough to send this to me, shows you the percentage of the Russell stocks that are under their May 7th highs, 46% of them, you see, and 61% of the stocks there have made new highs. Let's read that right. Percentage of stocks of the February 8th high, 63% of them are under that, and then of the May 7th high, they're 46%. This basically, and you can see what the S&P has been doing. This comes from All-Star Charts, but it just shows you the difference of how the market is different. Now we're seeing there's a lot of things to be worried about. I mean, and this is why the market climbs a while of worry, I guess. But we have a transportation index that is lagging, badly. We have the advanced decline line is certainly not looking bullish, but that doesn't mean anything. If the market keeps going higher, it's going to keep going higher, and that's what we're looking at when we're watching some of these things to keep our eye on what's going on. Now, we have to cover some of the things that we talked about the last time we were on the show, and one of them was the coffee market. And Ruby asked the question about coffee, and I said, Ruby, keep an eye on the 382 retracement over these next few days. And if you'll see it today, after a 10-day rally, folks, from August the 2nd to where we are right now, the 13th, triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13. This was the number, this is when I believe this is when the Knights Templars were massacred, was on the triskaidekaphobia. Anyway, I was out that day, so I missed it. Anyway, you'll notice it makes a higher high than the previous day at 90.59, and the high was 190.50 to the exact tick. It is now broken 6 cents. So there's a 382 working pretty much. Now, Ruby, you deserve the credit for that because I don't trade coffee. And I put it on my limit minder, and I hit it, and I see it working. And I said, why didn't I put the order in? And Ruby, you were there saying, well, you don't trade coffee. And you know what, Ruby, I'm not going to start now. So let's remind ourselves that. But that one worked, very, very nicely. And, we don't know. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But that's the thing. If you get a chance, join me for the all-day trading session on the 19th. We're gonna do pretty good. We've had 3 of these in the last year, and we've made money on all 3 of them. Some of them were 2 of the 3 were really big. The other one was $600 or $700, but the one was well over 2,800. The other one was almost 4,000 on those day trades. And with the volatility that we're having now, we should have some good moves in here. Can't make any promises, but we're going to give you 5 solid hours of really good education and trading. And these patterns work just as well on the shorter term charts as they do on the longer term charts. The difference is that you're just looking at a smaller time frame. Because if you remember Mandelbrot, he said you start with the basic pattern, which is the seed, which is AB equals CD. And then from that, you just expand it out. Yesterday was a big day, boys and girls, in the stock market. We sent this out to alert you, those of you who get the 24/7. Yesterday's low to the exact tick was an absolute perfect ABCD from August the 10th. We went from August 10th down to the 11th, rallied up exactly to the 78% level, down to the 1.27 ABCD expansion to the exact number of 149.40, and the low, believe it or not, was 149.39. You can't get any closer than that. Then we have the 3-drive pattern, the 135 pattern, but we went above that. We went up to above 51, folks. So all that's done now is it's gone up and made the 78% level of the high. So we're making new highs in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We've made new highs in the S&P, but we're still lagging. Now it's lagging in the NASDAQ, and it's also lagging in the Russell, but the Russell's the largest. Remember, the number 1 is the S&P, number 2 is the Russell, number 3 is the NASDAQ, number 4 is the Dow Jones. So remember, the Dow Jones is heavily weighted because of those, they're price weighted. So stocks like Goldman Sachs and Visa and some of these others, they get a big boost where the others, don't quite, get that same boost. Another thing that we talked about was Hood, and we were looking for that market to get down to the 50s, and you'll see here, that's what it did.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, I don't know. Do we have Mike on the line from Niagara Falls?
I'm calling from Niagara Falls.
Well, I got you on the line, buddy. STZ is in the room. We've just showed it. It's a beautiful 3-drive to a bottom pattern, double ABCD, tremendous support at 210. It's trading at 214. Don't let it go to 209. That's what your risk is.
Yeah, but there's a gap at 187.
Let's not worry about that right now. I know most gaps will get filled, but we got to work on the pattern that we're dealing with right now. And Mike, that's a perfect, since May, you can, well, when you get home, you'll be able to see it, but it's a perfect ABCD pattern from May into June, June into July, which was a 78.6 retracement with a 135 pattern verifying the bearishness. And now you've got the reverse of that. You've got double ABCD. You've got a 3-drive pattern, and they all measure to 211, and
Right.
That's been hit. So the low was 211.02. You can't get any closer than that. So that's it. Don't
And
let it
that's
make
all
a new
done on
low.
your Insign 10 software. Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
doesn't take long.
And what's the upside target?
Well, the minimum target is you got to go back to where you were in June, because the market's going to repeat itself what it did. The last time we had a rally back in May, we went from 230 all the way up to 244, so we rallied $14. And then the next time we rallied $23. So you figure it's going to do somewhere between the two. So let's say it rallies $20 at minimum. It should get up to 224. Okay, that would be a 382 retracement of the whole move. So you're buying it here. You got a 10-point profit with a $3 loss. So you got almost a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio, and that makes it a tradable situation.
Okay. Now on Apple, if Apple breaks 150, what's your next upside target?
151.
151, just $1 more, huh?
I can't be bullish on Apple. It just doesn't look bullish to me. It might break out to the upside, but 151, if it closes above there, yep, it's going to go higher. I have to stand aside. I haven't seen it today, but it hasn't broken above the 150 yet. So that 3-drive pattern is still valid, and as long as that's not broken, I have to say that pattern is completed. We have a lot of these 3-drive patterns that have failed. I mean, Microsoft has been one. a couple others, but well, I'll cover a few of these later. But some of them are still valid. But it's a bifurcated market, as Basil would say. But that's what we're looking at here this morning.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Mike, thanks for calling in. Always love to hear you, and stay away from that place when it gets really cold, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you bet. That's Mike from Niagara Falls, folks. Okay, now let's get back to looking at something. Since we were just mentioning Tesla, I wanted to bring it up here because one of the things we like to look at is market feedback. And if you're watching Tesla today, we don't trade this stock, of course, but we watch it very closely. Now, what we did today is very important because you'll see the high of the day today was 729. The high of the day way back on August the 2nd was 728. We made a higher high by $1 on a $700 stock, and now it's trading $14 lower than that. That is not good market feedback, boys and girls. That's a perfect 78% retracement from the April high. It's a perfect 50% retracement from the head and shoulders pattern that we talked about a long time ago in February when we were doing that perfect head and shoulders pattern. And it's perfect because the left shoulder is higher than the right shoulder in a bear market. In a bull market, it's just the opposite. The distance between the shoulder and the head and the shoulder was absolutely perfect, and the market went from 870 all the way down to 540. Then the Gartley to the upside, the double bottom, bada bing, bada boom. And here we are since the 17th of May. It's taken the market that long to go 300 points and go right in, which is quite a bit when you're looking at a $700 stock. But it didn't take that. I mean, it should have blasted through that 730 level. All it did was take the high out by a buck and then break $14. That's not good action, boys and girls. So I think if you pay attention to that, it'll be important to remind yourself to do that. Now we've got to cover a couple other things. If you have any questions, 877-927-6648. Okay, let's go over and we're going to talk about the sugar. We're going to talk about the silver, Mr. Lone Ranger. Here's the silver, what we were looking at. If you remember last week, we had an order to buy that stuff at the 22, I think it was it 2240? It went to 2229, and now we're trading at 2380. That was a 382 retracement. What more importantly than that, when you're looking at these, you have to go down to a smaller time frame. This is what we did yesterday. We sent out the special video on the bullishness of gold and silver for today. You'll notice the low that we made yesterday on the 12th of August was a perfect 61% retracement of the move from August the 8th all the way up. We had that big day, went to the 8th and 9th, okay? It topped on the 10th, and then we came down really hard right here. We went from we dropped $1 an ounce, folks. We went from 24.12 down to 23 spot even. So, and that was the bottom. That was a perfect 61% retracement within a nickel. And right now we're trading up about 90 cents from that. So that's telling us that that's a pretty good bottom that we have going on in silver. The one thing we know for sure, and that's about the only thing I know for sure, is if we take out those lows of 22 cents in silver and 1,675 in the gold, we are going down big time, over $200 in gold and over $4 an ounce in silver if that is breaking. But right now, you don't have that. You have that in your favor. That's a very good position. We said you could add to it if you wanted to, or just hang on for higher prices, which we suggested. The other one that we've had that's doing extremely well, and we want to thank our friend Mr. Z on this one, and that is the fact that we had that big 78% level there in the natural gas. 3 weeks in a row, folks. It trades between 419 and 420. 420 was the exact 78% level. We've now broken down more than $2,000 during the last couple of days. So you certainly got a nice lead in that. And if you do, don't let much of it get away. I'd keep a stop working at about at least, say 412. So you lock in at least $700, but go for something bigger. That's what I would be looking at if I were actually doing that today. And I'm just hanging on to see, where it's going to go. That's it. Keep my stop working and move one to the other. Okay, if there's any questions, it's 877-927-6648. There's no guests today, so if you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them. I've covered a couple of these stocks. I will cover Apple when we get back from the break because everybody looks at Apple, and we want to certainly be paying close attention to that. And let's just get this up here so we can see it here 1 second. And then we'll get that. When we come back from the break, we will look at Apple, folks, and a couple other things that we've been talking about over these days here to see how well they've been holding up. And then we will move on to the next one. But we will get Apple up here very, very shortly. And then we'll be back after the break. And no rest. So we got a high as we hit 49.5 today. And what do? Break $1. So, hey, we'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I posted the chart for the gold up here. You'll notice it's an hourly chart, similar to what we were looking at in the silver. The ratios were the same, except that the much stronger movement in the gold was easier to see. And as you can see here, just looking at the ABCD structure, this is the kind of thing we'll be covering, during that 5 hours that we'll be looking at. We're getting very close to some pretty significant target up here at this 1783 level. Now, remember, this market had a absolute cascade to the downside, and we are coming back. Let's just see where we are on a longer term here. We're almost we actually just made above the 61% retracement, folks. Let's get up here. I do a lot of combination of A, B, C, D. Albert Einstein said mathematics precedes geometry, numbers before patterns. And so we look at combination of both. We like to get them both together. Now, the problem with this, we've had a tremendous bullish move here last night coming off of that 382 retracement yesterday at 1745. So you've got to be very, very careful. But we're very, very close to that number. So this is going to be the spot. Well, I should do this real easy to show you what we're watching here. This is the same thing we're seeing on the hourly chart, folks. Only what we're doing here is we're looking at it now on a 4-hour, and I'll get it up here so you can take a look at it. That way you get to see more of it. And we have another question coming in here. Hold on one second here. Let's see. There's a question coming from somebody. Oh, natural gas. No, we've been short natural gas, Mike, and we sold that up at the 419 level well over 7 days ago, I believe. And we had to stop working at 424. And then yesterday is where we covered the position at 391. I sent out a video on that to make sure that the folks would get in. We're looking for a rally of 382 to put the short back on again. So you should be in that group, Mike, because I know you should get it. So if you don't have that, Mike, please let me know, because it was sent out way early. I mean, long before it got to that 391 level, because that was a multiple ABCDs there, and that's pretty much of what we're watching here as we some of these markets here today. So that's what we're watching. Okay, any other questions that you might have? 877-927-6648. I thought what we would do something a little different right now is let's take a look here at some of these FANG stocks. This is the one why the Nasdaq has been, so bearish. You'll notice here we'll start out here looking at Netflix. You'll notice here the Netflix, we had the 135 pattern. We broke down. We made a perfect 382 retracement up there at the 526 level. We came down yesterday all the way to 505, and we're rallying back today about $13. Now, if we take a look at Amazon, this is the short that just keeps giving, folks, and there's a very important reason for this. Let's get this up here, and I'll hold on one second, and I'll see what we've got here. My data feed on this system, Mr. Z, is which one is it? eSignal? I don't know. It's either, I have three of them coming in. eSignal. It's either eSignal or DTN. I'm not sure which. And then the CQG, of course, I use on the other one. But this one is DTN. This one is DTN on this machine. So here's where we are with Amazon. Remember the low that we made down there at the 330. We rallied up $90. That was when we hit the exact 2 standard deviations down. We have a 3-day rally that took it up to $33.90, and now we're $100 lower, $32.86. This stock has got some problems, folks. I don't know what they are, but they haven't told us. But there's somebody knows something, because that's what we're watching with this one. Now let's take a look at Google, because Google still has this huge gap up here. There's no chance it's going to fill, I guess. It'll probably go up forever. Anyway, okay, drive safely, honey. And we'll get this up here. 1 second here. Take a look at it. I hope you like these charts, folks, because you guys don't ask any questions, and so I can only show you what I'm looking at. And, I'm not looking at that much. I'm only looking 5 or 6 plays a day, and that wouldn't take up a room. But you'll notice here, we have that gap there at 26.75. We're trading $90 above that. We'll notice what we've done so far from the high is we've made a 78% retracement 2 days ago. I'll post this up so you can see it. Hasn't gone above it. That's one of the reasons why the NASDAQ is lagging. So many of these stocks are having big moves that are not going, they're not following through. We're making new highs in a lot of these, but not with the, we did a new high recovery well, if you can't call that a new high at ABCD and Tesla because it made a new high by $1, but all the rest of them, have made new highs. Microsoft has gone to the done quite a bit. We'll do Facebook here. Here, let's do Facebook first, and then we will do the other. Just give me 1 second here to get this up. I will cover the bonds, Marshall, just as soon as I finish with this. That's next on my list, my friend. Here is, we had that triple top, market broke down, rallied back. We've made a 61% retracement. We're still messing around, hasn't really made new highs. We're making new highs every day in the S&P and the Dow, but these others are not. So we have a bifurcated market. Here's the one that's a really bullish one, folks. This is a total, this is really a failure of a 3-drive pattern in major proportions, and that is Mr. Softy. Microsoft should have topped at 277. And we're $15 higher, and we made another new high today. So this one is still going up. Let's just look at this on an hourly chart and see where we are. Yeah, it's made a new high today too. So a little ABCD there, but not too much. Yeah, that'd be a tradable one. If we were in the room today, I would have been selling this ABCD right here. Let's get this up here to take a quick look at it here. I would be selling this at the 292.20 level. It's now 291.39, but that's what I will be risking on a $3 stock, $300 stock like this. I'm only going to risk $3, 1%. But for day trade, it's already got $1 profit in it. But we'll see what we're looking at. See if we got any questions. Steve is on the phone with IWM. Austin, Steve, what's up, Bubba?
Larry, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Living the dream on the green side of the grass.
Well, that's the way to be. That's the way to be.
The good part is I can see that 8th furlong pole. It's no longer in front of me. It's behind me.
Well, I'm right behind you, so not far away. Hey, just wanted to. You may have already covered it in because I got in late here.
Okay. But
on the IWM, of course, it's the weakest of the group out there.
Yes.
Do you have any projection of what you see out there right now? If it breaks a certain level or up or down, which would?
Yes.
If you can kind of give me an analysis of it.
Sure, Steve. I'll post this in the room. This is the Russell 2000 IWM. You notice on last Friday, Steve, we made the exact 61% retracement from the high back on May the 15th. That came in at 2264. The high was 2265. We then broke. We're still down today, and we haven't taken that up. To me, unless we get above 2270, it's going lower. Steve, stay with us, please. Okay?
Yes.
I'll finish it up when we get done.
Okay.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're talking with Steve and Austin about the Russell 2000 IWM. Steve, the main thing to watch is the fact that, it's been lagging very badly. But as we've seen from other things, some of these people like Robinhood and Reddit and, Little John and Maid Marian, whatever their websites are, once they get onto something, they can run it a long way. We've seen it in cryptocurrencies and other things too. So you've got to pay attention to that, because if we ever do get above 2260 in that 2265 in that Russell, that's going to be really bullish, because there's a lot of people that have been pounding it, from the short side and made a lot of money in it, considering the rest of the market's going up. But if it ever gets above it, that's it. On the second hand of that, if it starts down, you want to be selling the weakest. So if it does go down, that will be the weakest group going down. That's the way it looks to me from the technical seat here in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. The other thing, if you have time for one more, is
sure.
CVX. That's Chevron, and of course you covered crude a little bit. But if you look at a year-long chart on CVX, if you can pull that up.
Just take me a second to get it, Steve, so bear with me here. CVX, okay. That's it. There's you want a long-term in this? How far? We can do that. Yeah, that should be easy enough to do. Yeah, this is a bearish stock, Steve, because we're making lower highs and we're making lower lows over the last 7 months. So I have to assume, let's get this up here so the other folks can see it. The good part about it is the low we made back in July was a perfect 382 retracement, and we've rallied, but the rally has only been a 382 retracement. So, and it's taken 2.5 weeks to do that. So this is not a bullish looking stock, much like we see crude oil as not too bullish of a commodity. So I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah, because to me it looks like it's rolling over.
It is rolling over. It's rolling over in the clover. You betcha.
Yep, and there is a gap down there.
A huge one. It's 74. 74, you bet. That's a huge gap.
And generally, now, you don't know when they're going to get filled. It could be years. You don't know. But still, that would be... Now, that's a long way to go from here. But still, it could be if we have a significant retracement in the market or something, that might be something that would be a target, would it not?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely would be. The key is that if this stock gets below 98, that's going to be the trigger that we're certainly going to go a lot lower. I would even say 90, if it gets below 100, I would be short with a stop above 104. Is the way I would handle that.
Okay. All right. Well, Larry, I thank you so much, because that's kind of what I'm looking at, and we'll see. But again, like you said, it's the market can go either way and at any time, and you just have to follow it. So.
This is true. I keep warning people about that, and people say, "Why? You're supposed to be professional. Why don't you know?" I do know. I do know that I don't know where it's going to go. That's important.
We all have opinions, but opinions don't matter much, right?
Absolutely. They all smell, and they're usually in the wrong place. That's for sure.
That's right. Thank you so much, Larry.
Hey, you bet.
It.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Steve. All right, I want to get back to that Microsoft, folks, because this is the kind of trades that we'll be setting up for the trading day on the 19th. Notice here, the today's low, the 13th, was a 382 retracement of the low on the 11th. That's one of the most bullish signals you can possibly get. And not only that, but look at this. You have a pattern that tells you you're going to go at least to 292.5, which you did. So buying it somewhere around 289, you make a quick 3 points with a 1 point stop. So that's an ideal situation for a day trade, in an expensive stock. So that's the kind of things we'll be looking for when we're looking at some stocks. We'll look at 3 or 4 different stocks, of course. I don't know which ones they'll be yet. I want to get the ones that are the most active, but I think that's the kind of stuff you want to be looking forward to. Now, I think I've done all of the stocks for the FANG. Let me put that to bed over here. And then I want to get up here and talk one more time. We talked about Hood. If you remember, I hope I saved that chart. Oh, I don't think I did. Yeah, I posted it. I posted it when I first came on, the chart of Hood. We were looking for an ABCD pattern to come down to about 46, I believe, 43. It got to 46. I still believe it's going to get to 43. That's a very, very significant ABCD pattern. That was the first 2 days where it had the big move down, the big move up. So that is a very valid pattern. I've seen those happen in Google and almost on Amazon, Facebook. All of them have done that. So watch for that ABCD pattern in the Hood. I know these guys are young and they're smart, and boy, they are smart. I listen to them on Bloomberg, and boy, these young kids they're pretty savvy. So remind ourselves that we're trading against them, and once they get on a horse and start to ride it, you can't stand in front of it because they have tremendous moves. That's why you're seeing these indices move quite a bit, because of the algorithmic traders that are out there. I mean, once these things trigger, they're off to the races, and they don't back off very much. So remind ourselves that that's who we're against, and you've got to protect yourself at all times, because if you don't, nobody else is going to, and you don't want that to happen. That's for sure. On Monday, I'll be doing 2 shows. I'll be doing a show for the regular show, and then I'll also be doing the Tom O'Brien show between 3 and 4. He'll be doing that. So that's another one that will be interesting to pay attention to on Monday. And hopefully next week we are going to have a couple of guests coming on. I don't have them scheduled yet, but I will soon. All right, let's another question that someone's asking, and that is about, hold on one second, we want to get the old Coffey chart up. Whoever it was that Skyped me, I'll try to get the Coffey up and get this up here to see where we are here today. It's nothing. It's not any different than the one I just posted, but I will post it again. Let's post it with an hourly chart. That might be easier. Yeah, that's easier to see. Just get it up here for a second, and you'll be able to. And then what we'll do is we'll switch over, and we have some questions about the euro. One of the things that I tried to tell you folks worry about was the fact that I'm trying to get to you, Mr. Z, is about the euro. When we get the break here, I want to cover back. But the euro, the dollar index was telegraphing that it didn't want to do a breakout like everybody was talking about in the news. It just didn't want to do that. And I'll bring this up here, and you'll see it was giving you all kinds of indications there was something wrong. I mean, it really was. You just get this up here. The fact that here's just like we did with Tesla, making a higher high by 1 tick. What did we do with the dollar index? We made a higher high in August over July by 1 tick, 93.19. The old high was 93.18, and look what happened. We're trading at 92.49 and heading lower. That's what made the euro churn, and that was we were trading at around 117.30, I believe, and I said this doesn't look like it wants to break much, but who knows? We'll be right back. 10-4, Rubber Duck, 10-4.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we dropped the picture of the dollar index. Here's the picture reverse of that of the euro on a 15-minute chart. You see the low we made on the right at the 117 level on Wednesday, the 11th. Thursday, we completed the Gartley at 8 o'clock in the morning. You'll notice that we have 3 higher lows this morning. All of those very, very indication that we're probably going to go higher. And that's, of course, once we broke out above the old high there at 117.45, we immediately rallied 50 pips, quite a bit. Now, this could just be a very, very a rally in a bear market, folks. This we don't know for sure, but the fact that we went to the almost exact 50% retracement right off the bat tells you that this probably might have some legs. So, and looking at that dollar index chart, that certainly doesn't look bullish. So the game plan would be here is to add to this euro position if we back off with a nice little ABCD, because this could have some pretty good legs to the upside. It hit some major support. You'll notice here on this long-term daily chart here, on the euro that we went down and we matched the low we did not take it out. I couldn't believe that we didn't take it out because the old low was 0.3 and this low was 0.5. I mean, within just 2 pips. And then, of course, we've rallied about 90 pips since then. So that's what we're paying attention to here in the euro here today. So I will like to mention one more time, if you get a chance to listen to the show and join me on the trading day, certainly enjoy having you there and help support TFNN. We will make some money. I can't make any promises, but I do a lot of work for that report day or trading day, and usually we do pretty good. The first 3 have done well. And, of course, you're welcome to take it more than once, which is really good. So you get not only just 10 hours of education, but 20 hours of education. And I cover 3 or 4 different PowerPoints and tell some stories. And I will have a special guest coming in. Tom Hugard said he was going to drop in to say hello. And also John Jameson might give us a little jingle. 877-927-6648. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.